Hi everybody, this is Rich Gibbons, and we're coming to you today from Austin, Texas airport, and we are with the one and only Erik Qualman, better known as Equalman. Equalman, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
So we just came from Tampa, Florida, where Erik dazzled about 1,500 people, and I know that the people on the other side of that lens, Erik, are wondering, what is going on with the green glasses? So maybe a little origin story, and you can tell them the story behind the green glasses.
Yeah, I mean, the short version is my name's Erik Qualman, so first initial, last name's Equalman, so you get your first email address, it's Equalman.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I fought it for a long time because I grew up in Detroit, and they'd say, oh, as an intern at Cadillac, they'd say, oh, Equalman, we need some coffee. Go, you must be fast, go get some coffee. But then fast forward, I wrote one of my third books called What Happens in Vegas Stays on YouTube, was doing well. They wanted to do a magazine interview, so we did that. They wanted a cover shot, and for that cover shot, they said, hey, you've got a unique handle. Do you mind if you wear some Clark Kent like Superman glasses? And I said, sure. And they go, well, it's our St. Patty's edition. Do you mind if they're green? So we take that cover photo, and then a couple weeks later, I flew to give a talk in Kenya. It's my first time in Kenya. So to get the lay of the land, I was going to a rescue shelter to adopt a baby cheetah. Not to take home, my wife would kill me, but just to support the area. And on the way over, the host that I'm with said, hey, you know, Usain Bolt, the Olympic sprinter, was here 2 days ago. We filmed him. We'd love to film you, marry footage together to raise more awareness for the shelter, raise money. I go, let's do it. And then she paused and goes, but obviously when we're filming, we want to make sure that you're wearing your green glasses.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and go, oh no, I wouldn't wear those around. That'd be very uncomfortable. And the look of disappointment on her face, I never wanted to see that again. And because she said, no, I'm in Kenya. That's what I expect you to look like tomorrow. And I realized, wait, this name isn't happening to me, it's happening for me, and it's time to step into...
There's a subtle difference there.
It's time to step into that discomfort and become Equalman and help as many people as possible, because me walking in discomfort in the green glasses, it doesn't matter if I can help one other person. And as you saw today, it's interesting now, today we had 2,000 people in the audience, all wearing green glasses to remind yourself to walk into your story, to step in your story, and also walk into discomfort.
Right. Well, the message was tremendous. So your body of sort of thought leadership and expertise is around digital leadership, and there was so much pragmatic content that the audience today, these are not computer scientists, these are not software engineers, they are entrepreneurs in the field. And what I loved about your content was how accessible and pragmatic it was, and you're making a lot of really important topics very actionable.
No, thank you. I mean, when we talk about digital leadership, we know that technology changes every second, but human nature never does. So I'm always stressing it's the balance between Flintstones and Jetsons. You can't replace the face-to-face, the coffees, the conferences, the lunches. But when time, distance, and safety are an issue, how do we layer in digital tools to increase our customer base, to improve team morale? And so it's really about how do we get these tools to work for us rather than us working for the tools.
Yeah, right. One thing that Erik and I were talking about earlier is how, we were talking about QR codes and metaverse, and it seems like now you can't go 5 minutes without somebody asking, like, what do I do with artificial intelligence and how do I leverage this tool? And you had some thoughts about that, how it can be, you want people to be looking at through a little bit more of a macro prism, not getting down into the weeds. Talk about that.
Yeah, when you think about technology like AI, which obviously is under the umbrella of digital leadership, it is how do I use these tools to become more human?
Right.
So how can I let these tools work for me so I can spend more face-to-face with the customer, with my teammate? And so people will ask me, is AI going to take my job? Absolutely not, but someone that knows how to leverage AI is going to take your job. So it's really about how do I leverage these tools to remove friction. So how do I use artificial intelligence to remove friction for my customer and also for my teammates?
Right. Well, I was sitting mid-audience and I was thinking, if I was a contractor in any town USA, and these topics they're a little daunting, and I don't even know what to do first. I feel like a lot of another thing that Erik talks about is your digital stamp, your digital footprint, and how can you how can you steer the trajectory of that? What does my digital profile look like online? I felt like a lot of what you were giving them were kind of pragmatic baby steps.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I talked to the audience and said, if I gave you a time machine and you could go back 20 years and become ranked number one for the top keywords in your industry, who would go back? So every hand goes up. It's like we have that moment in time at a simplified level when you think about artificial intelligence, is that if I go into a Chat GPT or a Google Bard and type in, who's the best contractors for roofing in this town? Or who are the top 3 best retailers in this city?
Right.
And you do that, you're training that model. So essentially you have, at a simplified level, the ability to rank high in the new search tool. Because don't hesitate for a second, no doubt about it, that Google, whether it's Google Bard, whether it's ChatGPT, or whether it's ABC AI, that's going to become your new search functionality.
Right.
And so you have that opportunity, it's a small window right now, to help train that artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So again, it's like going back 20 years to then you rank at the top for these big keywords.
Yeah, and part of the takeaway that I was getting from it is it's better, you didn't say it, these are my words, not yours, but it's better to take action rather than wait for that perfect moment, that perfect time, that perfect opportunity. No, get your hands dirty and get in there. Obviously, like you and I were talking about, don't share proprietary information on ChatGPT, but take action because early adopters, there's an advantage there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about, when you think about it, it's like not going all in on this, but it's actually dabbling in these items because we don't know, everything's slow till it's fast. We talked about QR codes. They were big in 2003 for those like in the industry, like nerdy people going, this is going to be huge, but they didn't become huge till 2020.
Right.
So we don't know when the domino falls. So it's important for you to kind of dabble in these items and start to get your hands dirty because make no mistake about it, this stuff's coming, but none of us know the exact timing on when that slow becomes overnight fast.
Right. Well, the thing that I really love about Erik's practice is that he can study an industry, study a sector, and figure out kind of in the back room, hey, how can these people in the field, in their industry, in their silo of expertise, make these tools, these technologies that are cutting edge, relevant and have some utility out of them and kind of demystify it.
Yeah, just don't overcomplicate this stuff because at the end of the day, when you think about digital leadership and all the components that go under that, is a lot of people attack things from A to Z, but everyone out there, no matter what industry you're in, that Z is always the same. It's creating that smile. Otherwise, you're not going to have customers for very long. Right. So it's really creating that smile, whether you're university, whether you're nonprofit, whether you're for-profit, whether you're retail, doesn't matter. You've got to create that smile and work your way back. Yeah. So when it comes to digital, when it comes to innovation, more times than not, start with that smile and then work your way back to the front rather than attacking it from A to Z, attack it from Z to A.
Right. Well, and it's sort of it's a tired observation, but if the messaging and the content is delivered in sort of a staid, formulaic, kind of boring way, it doesn't have a lot of engagement and sticking power. And one of the great things that I love about Erik's delivery and his style and his very visual, it really is a multimedia experience, but it's a lot of use of humor and visual connection and engagement.
Yeah. Well, thanks. No, I mean it's learned over time that it's all about, can I entertain, educate, empower. Entertain, that opens your mind to education. Right. And then if you're educated, that empowers you. And thanks. Yeah, we own an animation studio, so we want to be video storytellers. So it's like, here's what we need to do, but guess what? Here's a 30-second video to show an example of what that looks like. Yeah. Well,
it's clear too that I was on some sort of exploratory Zooms and got to, we've gotten to see Erik prepare for a whole variety of different industries, different audiences. And it's really impressive to see the preparatory phase. But one thing that's really obvious is that you enjoy and you have fun doing what you do.
I love it. Yeah, that's great.
It comes across.
It's fun. And thanks for being so helpful. It's always great to connect with these audiences because they're all different industries, but they all have the same underlying thread. So that's what I love to see is like, oh, this is similar in all these industries.
Right. Well, they're all human. Right. So, well, thanks for doing what you do, and great working with you again.
Yeah, thank you. Great working with you.
Awesome. Cheers. All right, we'll see you on the next one.